Our Lord Jesus set the bar high. He says, "You have heard that it was said, 'You shall not commit adultery.' But I say to you, everyone who looks at a woman with lust has already committed adultery with her in his heart." And then he goes on to say, "If your right eye causes you to sin, tear it out and throw it away." And what's kind of shocking is with the Lord Jesus giving such a challenging teaching that it seems like the group that was most drawn to him were the tax collectors, the sinners, and the prostitutes. The ones who kind of had the biggest gap between what the Lord Jesus was teaching and where they were at. It seems like these were the least ready people to hear what he had to say. You know, you would expect it that they would have been the least willing and eager, and yet there they are, surrounding the Lord Jesus, listening to every word he says with eagerness, ready to follow him. And at the same time, the group that you would have thought would have been the most ready to hear the Lord's teaching, you know, the religious, the Pharisees or whatever, they were not impressed with the Lord Jesus. And I think part of what the tax collectors, the sinners, the prostitutes saw in Jesus was someone who was present to them, someone who was willing to help guide them, lead them, walk with them, someone who would never forsake them. It's kind of like if you have to, climb an extremely difficult mountain. And you think to yourself, well, there's no way I could do that. But then a guide comes along and says, hey, I'll show you how to get up there. I can get up there, no problem, come with me. And I think that's what the sinners, the tax collectors, the prostitutes were experiencing. Like, this Lord Jesus, he's willing to help me. Like, he's willing to be with me. He's willing to walk with me, to guide me. And it seems like he's on my side. It seems like with his help, I can do anything. And I think there's that kind of key reality that ultimately we are called to holiness, to the holiness the Lord calls us to. We're made in his image and likeness. We have a dignity, an identity. We're called to holiness, but we can't do it on our own. We need help. We need a presence. And so, you know, you've heard me say many times, we're all a work in progress. You know, each one of us, we're trying to get to the top of that mountain. And I think what distinguishes a true disciple of the Lord Jesus is that a true disciple of the Lord Jesus understands that I can't do this on my own, but I have a loving shepherd, a guide who walks with me, who at times carries me. And so we continue our journey. We persevere. We don't give up. And you know, we heard in the first reading this reality of the Lord who speaks to us in this still small voice, this sheer silence, in the silence of our hearts. And I think, again, those of us who've come to discern the presence of the Lord within us, his guiding light, his love, his mercy, we know that we're loved. We know that we're not orphans. We have a Father in heaven who leads us and guides us, who's patient with us, and so we continue. And you know, the thing is for every one of us, the spiritual life in general, it's not easy a lot of the time. It's a brutal battle. It's difficult. We might be tempted at times to give up, but again, if we know that he's with us, guiding us, leading us, forgiving us when we fall, helping us to get up again and keep going, we have this knowledge deep down. I'm not alone. He is good. He's never going to give up on me. With his grace, I can do this.